When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife. Tone deaf and ridiculous. Hello. I'm HG Tudor. This one's wife posted her video on Instagram demonstrating how she provided some Billie Eilish merchandise to a teenage girl that had lost a Billie Eilish t-shirt. This has caused her to believe that she is once again the saviour. But this has resulted in criticism. And I'm going to examine some of that criticism to identify what it further tells us about the way that people see this one's wife and how it impacts upon her. Michael Deacon, writing for the Telegraph newspaper, runs with the headline, "This one's wife has no idea how ridiculous her Instagram post on the LA wildfires is." Very cruelly, a lot of people accuse this one's wife of being fake, artificial, insincere. I, Mr. Deacon writes, however, think those people are wrong. I think she means every word she says. And I'm going to pause there, right at the beginning, to make a point, a most valid point. Mr. Deacon gets it. Many people misunderstand about this one's wife that they think that she sits there and cogitates and decides, do you know what? I'm going to put a video out that makes me look good in relation to helping somebody. It never even happened, but what does it fucking matter? I'll do it anyway because I need to get the views. I need to get the likes. I need people to like me. I need to improve my popularity. So, yeah, it's a hard-bitten, cynical move and an outright lie, but I'll do it anyway. No. She doesn't have that level of awareness. In order to compel her to take this action, her narcissism needs her to believe it. It needs her to believe that she's authentic, that she truly is kind, that she truly is compassionate. She really does believe that. I know that many of you find that astounding given the way that she behaves, but that's the level of delusion under which she operates. Because of her narcissism, she thinks she is kind. Even though the evidence shows that she's not, she can't see it. She has no insight. She's blind to it. When she says all of these things, she means it. She thinks that she's being kind. She thinks that she's being generous. She thinks that she's being sincere. She thinks that she's being funny. She thinks that she's relatable. She thinks that she's in touch. She means everything that she says, because if she didn't, the narcissism wouldn't function properly. Take this by way of example. I'm next to you, and I push a sharp stick towards your eye. What would you do? Would you do this? Oh, look, HG is pushing a sharp stick towards my eye. That could injure my eye. I don't want that to happen. I need to do something in order to protect myself. What should I do? I know, I think it would be a good idea if I move my head away from the stick and also push my arm out to hit the stick so that it deflects it, so it doesn't go in my eye. Yes, that's a good plan of action. I'll do that. Well, if you thought like that, guess what would happen? You've just lost your eye because it took you far too long to get to the decision. Instead, you react instinctively. You don't think about it, you just do it. And it's similar with the narcissist such as this one's wife. She doesn't think, oh, I need control and fuel. I need to get some character traits and residual benefits. How can I best go about all of that? I know. Why don't I create this persona of being kind and caring? Why don't I fabricate a story about a 15-year-old? Why don't I then obtain some merchandise? What I'll do is I'll just buy it and use some of the Archwell funds for it, but pretend that I've done it through my extensive contacts. No, because that wouldn't make it happen quick enough. Whilst that might be what actually occurs, her narcissism dresses it up as something else to compel her to believe that what she's doing is genuine and relatable. It seems astonishing. It seems remarkable that you can have the disconnect between what she's actually doing and what she's actually thinking. But it has to be that way to make her act seamlessly, promptly, in order to get the control, to nullify threats to control, to gain the fuel, etc. And Mr. Deacon is entirely right by saying that she means every word she says. She thinks she's all of those things, although we know that she's not. And he then correctly goes on to state what this causes. Namely, but that's the problem. She's so madly earnest, she has no idea how ridiculous she sounds. For a perfect illustration of what I mean, watch the video this one's wife just made for her Instagram account about the devastating LA wildfires. While visiting the Altadena area a few weeks ago, she informs her 1.6 million followers that she and Harry got talking to a mother and teenage daughter whose home had been reduced to ashes. You know the rest of the story. She then immediately asked her top showbiz friends to put her in touch with the pop singer Billie Eilish to replace the official Billie Eilish t-shirt that the daughter had lost in the fire. Squealing excitedly, this one's wife shows her followers what's just arrived in the post. Yes, Billie Eilish has sent a signed t-shirt, and not only that, she sent a copy of her latest album and even an official Billie Eilish lunchbox too. This is going to mean so much to her, wails this one's wife ecstatically. Again, he writes, I've got no doubt that this one's wife means well, and she does, because that's the nature of her narcissism. But it just doesn't seem to occur to her how bonkers her video is. No, it doesn't, because the narcissism won't let her, and that's why she keeps fucking up. That's why she has these collateral consequences. This is the way that her narcissism rolls. All it's interested in is what is going on in the moment, not what then follows, which is, you look ridiculous, woman. And of course, if she then later sees commentary which says, you're fake, you're artificial, you've made this up, you were snorting cocaine, you're off your tits, her narcissism just causes her to ignore all of that. It doesn't really land with her in the sense of, oh, did I come across as insincere and fake? Oh, that's no good. I need to think again about what I'm going to do. That just doesn't happen. The writer continues by explaining, a t-shirt for a girl who's just lost her home, what she meant to do, stick a couple of poles in it and use it as a tent? And what's she going to play the album on? Since it's signed, I suppose she could sell it. Then she could afford a proper tent and use the t-shirt as a nightdress. Obviously, it's still a nice gesture, which is true. I'm sure this teenage girl is indeed a fan of Billie Eilish. At the same time, though, there's something a tiny bit odd about a multimillionaire duchess making such a big song and dance about managing to procure a few bits of pop merchandise and then hastily making a video for Instagram about it to ensure that the entire world gets to hear about her selfless generosity. This one's wife could have just sorted out the t-shirt, then posted it to the girl without alerting everyone else on the planet to this momentous act of philanthropy, a point I made yesterday. Yet, for whatever reason, she simply couldn't resist letting us all know what she'd done. Now, you all know the reasons why she couldn't resist letting everybody know. You know, as a consequence of my work, that it's because she has to assert control, that she has to draw fuel, that she has to manage the facade as part of a residual benefit. You know that it's the nagging itch that's there each and every day that compels her to engage in this tomfoolery. Whilst Mr. Deacon understands that she genuinely thinks that she's doing the right thing and that she's being sincere, he also identifies that it makes her look ridiculous, that people will also, like him, see through the way that she has behaved. Indeed, with regard to commentary, Tessa Hackworth below the line states, why does this woman in her 40s always act like a giddy teenager, so embarrassed for her? Living in hope, I find this one's wife's moranicity, I'm not sure that's a word, but anyway, and narcissism to be a guiding light in the world. All you need to do is walk away from them and life is somehow a little better. From a distance, I do enjoy laughing at how ridiculous she is. Harry must be the thickest plank in the forest to have married her. It's the staff and the children I feel most sorry for, though. Andrew Grant, best thing, Michael, just ignore it and write about something interesting instead. Then she won't get the publicity that keeps her ego going. Indeed. Linda Strawn-Simpson. The woman displays the IQ of an overindulged 6-year-old. Stuart Ross, an interesting piece which underlines the question surrounding so much apparent altruism. Millions donate anonymously to charities each year, but celebrities and politicians' first priority seem to be that their generosity should be widely known. This one's wife is not alone in this. Indeed, he's correct. And as I've pointed out in many of my Tudoscopes, philanthropy, or supposed philanthropy, is often utilised by narcissists for the reasons that you now all understand. Jay Fenner, oh dear poor thing, that this one's wife is truly a dim wit. Adam Green, self-obsession and self-awareness rarely go hand in hand, indeed. BW, Daily Telegraph, please stop posting about this narcissist. And similar comments alongside talking about her vanity, her self-conceit, me again, me again, me again, and imploring the Telegraph not to waste their column inches upon this individual. But again, the nature of the piece demonstrates that he identifies that she looks ridiculous, but doesn't truly understand what's behind it. And it provides me with an opportunity to explain to you that this one's wife tries to be genuine and sincere because her narcissism causes her to think that way. But the end product, because it glitches, is not that at all. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.